Are you guys ready? Because I'm ready. It is Team UDF's golden birthday stream, and we're going to start a new series now called 27 on the 27th, wherein every 27th for this upcoming year, I'm going to try to do something special for you guys, whether it's one of these goofy little podcast things or if we just upload a special video or whatever, then here we go. So, let's get started by just announcing that this is kind of a Team UDF Unhinged episode, which means I don't really have anything too far planned for it. We're just going to talk about things, do some stuff. What I do have planned afterwards, though, for everyone who's stopped by today, is I think I'm going to do something crazy. Like I might grab an old fan fiction of mine or something, and we can read it and make fun of it or whatever. So basically, I'm going to wit eat myself, and then we're going to have just a fantastic good time. And it looks like our first taker is Kate. Welcome, Kate. We've also got Amphibious Tricks. Thank you for the well wishes on the birthday. So, I don't know. The first thing I just wanted to discuss, I guess I did plan a bit ahead, but so one thing I wanted to discuss is why bother with the overkill celebration? Like, what's so freaking important about birthdays? And this is actually a trend that I notice in real life lately, or it could just be this area. Is that for some reason people don't seem to treat their birthdays as this giant fantastic thing anymore. It's just kind of another day where you get cake or you get presents or whatever. But I like to treat it as a bit more than that. It's actually, I don't know. For me personally, it's a time to remember all the good things that I've done either in the past year, or I can just reflect upon positive events within my life. So let's see, gonna cut myself off here because we've got Goku, welcome to the stream, and we've got my good buddy Magma, thank you for the well wishes, both of you. And so continuing along, I actually think it's worthwhile to just kind of sit back, enjoy a day to yourself, you know, the day you basically dropped on the earth for the first time, and now here we are 27 years later, and it's just been a fantastic ride. I've had so much fun. I don't know, there's so many things going through my head, so many stories I want to tell, and I don't know. I guess we can start with birthday stories and stuff, because it's not like every birthday has been good. So what I try to do every year for my birthday is I actually by 2:25 p.m., because I was apparently born at 2:25 p.m., every year I try to get home in time and take a picture of myself on my birthday. And I started this trend when I believe when I turned 21, and I've managed to make it every year so far. The 21st birthday actually had a fairly hilarious way that I went about trying to start this tradition. Is I had what was it? It was our special. No, what was it? It was diversity in teaching, some kind of special education course in which we had to learn about aiding children with needs and things like that. So my class was at 5 p.m. on that day or something. Hey, Jobs, welcome to Strem. Thank you for joining us today. So anyway, I had to take this class at 5 p.m. and it was on the day of my birthday, which incidentally I think was also a Tuesday. I'll have to check that, but in any case, I didn't want to stay because that would have meant that on my birthday I would have had to have been at school from 10 a.m. to 6:20 p.m. or something. And for my 21st birthday especially, I just did not want to put up with any of this crap at all. So I decided to ask the professor if I could join him in his 12:30 segment instead. So still somehow Team UDF was a good little boy, and he went to his college courses that day. But his course got out at 1:50, and so that means I only had a bit of time to get home and start my tradition. And the ride home is roughly 30 to 40 minutes depending on traffic, so I was actually taking kind of a gamble. I mean, it's a silly gamble, but whatever. I remember I started a stupid countdown on my watch, which is the same watch I actually use for all my LPs. I just kind of set up the timer to go off at 2:25 p.m. So I'm half rushing home, and I'm taking all these really jank back roads and stuff because my main route is kind of backed up. They always freaking do construction on this road, I swear. It's just absolutely ridiculous that they cut off this road every blasted chance they get. So I get home with 50 seconds or something remaining, and I just kind of burst in through the door. Luckily nobody was home, and they would have thought I was a raving lunatic or something. And I just barely managed to get upstairs and snap my picture on my laptop or something. I also vividly remember that that was also the time my desk had broken, so my laptop was like buried at the back corner of my room. But in any case, so that kind of started it all off. I don't know. It's quite a fun tradition. I was thinking about showing off some of them, but I don't know. Just kind of going through these folders, I remind myself that I don't necessarily like taking pictures, which is very ironic for the celebration. But yeah, so I don't know. What I figured is I guess I would show off the one that I took today. I've got really freaking long hair now. Like, it's just grown out all over the freaking place. I usually don't wear it that long, actually. But this year I noticed that people really seem to like the long hair on me, so I kind of went with the long hair. I don't know. To contrast, let me see if I can find, like, I don't know. Where did I have short hair? I have short hair in this one, but it's not flipped. I don't know why it's not flipped. Let's flip it really fast, and I can maybe drop this one on here for you guys. I don't know why I like this open arm pose. I seem to do it like every year. I guess it's because Randy Orton or something. I always loved that pose as a kid watching WWE or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. So here's like a contrast, and like this is what I looked like when I turned 24. I usually wear it that short because it's just easier to clean up after. But yeah, so 27, here I am with this really long blasted hair. Yep, Jubs knows what's up. Oh, hi, Ace of Shadows. Welcome to the birthday stream. Alright, so there's that. Let me go hide in the shadows now and disappear for another 1,500 videos before you see me again in person. No, not really, but yeah, so that's just a fun little birthday tradition. I also, that was also the same year that I decided I should really do something special each year for my birthday, just so I remember, you know, I start building this system of really good memories and everything. Yeah, no, definitely no afro ever, Firestar, but I like to let it get a little wild nowadays, so hopefully it works out, I guess. I don't know, some people like the long hair, some people don't, whatever. So, let's see. What are some cool things I've done? Hey, Welsh Drew, welcome to Strem of Doom. Birthday Strem of Doom. So let's see. Oh, man. So I actually had a really crap birthday one year. I think it must have been when I turned 10 or something. I really don't know. But I remember I had the flu that day, and like everyone was supposed to come over, and we were going to have this big party and everything. And then I like woke up with the flu, so everyone had to stay home. Nobody came over, and I just remember playing with like my blocks in the basement all day because I had those they weren't really large, what were they? They're not the Legos. They're ones that were way larger than that, but so I just had to play with those all day. And I also remember having a weird dream that night too. It was a strange dream about like getting electrocuted or something as I was playing with my blocks, and it was just very strange. So I don't know what in the flip that was all about, but yeah. Hey, DJ Gamer, welcome to Strum. Thank you for the well wishes. Well's true as well, if I didn't say that already. Alright. Mega Blocks, that's right. Thank you, Firestar. See, this is why I gotta do these things on stream, is so people can, like, help me out here. Oh, I just realized I'm not recording this locally. Hopefully it'll upload later on Twitch. Twitch has been fairly bad about uploading my videos lately. In any case, so... yeah, the day of my birthday, I had some weird dream about getting electrocuted. There's the gist of that, I suppose. Oh, hey, Pets of Things. Welcome to Stram. Ed High Priest Funeral. Man, I have, like, never actually seen you live, I suppose. That's kind of cool. Thank you, everybody. I guess in regard to the dreams, what I started doing in... Oh, let's open the folder and actually find some stuff out here. Let's see. September 12th, 2011 is when I started writing out a dream log. So I record literally every dream that I can remember in as much detail as possible. And the reason I do this is so that I can like try to construct patterns in my dreams and actually figure out like what I'm going to dream about and when. And I actually think I came up with a decent system. But before I talk about that system, let me say thank you to Ral Project for showing up, and Larmentation. Thank you both for joining us today, and the birthday well wishes. So, the pattern I found out in my dreams is that I have to, like, if I want to dream about something in particular, it has to be close to the second to last thing I think about that evening, like, deeply. So if I want to dream about, let's say, like, I don't know, back in the day, if I wanted to dream about, oh, come on, what was something interesting that I tried to force myself to dream about? Like a story I was writing, so Tales. If I wanted to dream about Tales, I had to make sure that I was like actively doing something with Tails, like late at night. Then I would go and do like homework or something, and then I'd go to bed. I would somehow dream about Tails. Like somehow the brain is linking my like subconscious with the second to last thing during that evening. I don't really know how accurate that is, and I'm sure it doesn't work for everyone, but it's just kind of interesting because I like to write out basically all the worlds that my dreams have because I swear that some of the dreams take place in the same world and I can kind of construct an entire world based out of just what I see in these dreams. So I don't know, there's maybe something a bit strange, but no, it's all just side deviations. I was reminded of that talking about the electricity story from Turning 10, but yeah, there's that. Other than that, I think I've had pretty decent birthdays. Other than that, let's see. I never really had I never had like too large of a birthday party as a kid, because I didn't have like. Okay, so I got along with kids really well in like early on, so first, second, and third grade. We just had this giant group of friends and stuff. But after that, not so much. So I never really had a huge birthday. Like we never went anywhere too big. Like we might have gone to Discovery Zone or Odyssey Fun World one year, but it wasn't with like a bunch of people. You know, it was just myself or maybe my friend at the time, Andy, who. Boy, he's a little snot, but yeah. So, okay. Let's see. Oh no, I'm losing my train of thought because I'm trying to read chat at the same time. No. Let's see. Yeah, Jubs, thank you for payday, and Welsh Drew bought me Guild of Dungeoneering, which I still do want to stream. That actually looks like fun. Seems to be a mix of like a card game D&D sort of thing. Alright. What was I talking about now? This is the only thing I didn't account for, is that when I do these podcasts and look at chat, I'm going to get vastly confused here. So let's see if I can remember. Oh, so this huge, like, okay, so this huge group of people that we like. Oh crap! I don't have my Twitch alerts on. Oh my God! Jubs donated $10. Jubs donated $10, and his message is, "It's a thing black people do. Money on birthdays." Oh, Jubsy. Thank you very much, sir. That is very appreciated. We will put that toward something on the channel, or we'll put it toward DLC Quest on Payday or whatever. Because, boy, Payday's got a lot of DLC and stuff, so... Oh, thank you very much, buddy. Okay, so this group of people that we had in, like, second grade, some things that I remember about them are we would just get together during recess, and we would play out Star Wars movies, and it wouldn't of course be the actual movies themselves. We were kind of like writing fan fiction in action or something. So like I remember I started out playing as Luke Skywalker because I was kind of a selfish kid and wanted to like play the role of every major character ever. So I was Luke Skywalker. Probably one of my best friends at the time, Jonathan Gager, he ended up wanting to be Darth Vader. And so we didn't want to fight each other, like in the story, because we were best buds. So I decided to become the Emperor instead of Luke Skywalker. And then we let someone else play Luke Skywalker. But I remember this kid, Benjamin. He ended up being Obi-Wan Kenobi, so we could like laugh about it and be like, oh, haha, he's like Ben Kenobi and his name is actually Ben. So it was goofy crap like that, but it was pretty fun. We just... yeah, Star Wars LARPing as a kid. That's pretty much what it was, Firestar. There you go. You think every kid is a selfish kid. Pets of Things. Oh, Bon Bon. That's right. I keep forgetting. Pets of Things is Bon Bon. Okay. Yeah, pretty much. But, so then I changed to the Emperor, and we would walk around, and I would just no-sell everything. Like, Ben Kenobi would come up and pretend to hit us with a lightsaber, and I'd just, like, brush him off and then use Force Lightning or something, and he would have to go down because it was, like... the Emperor's strongest attack is Force Lightning. Oh, I don't know. So I was just like a cheap little prick. And then later on, I don't remember why, I wanted to be Luke Skywalker again. So I just said, okay, I'm Luke Skywalker again. And everyone's like, no, you can't do that. You said you're the Emperor now. You can't change back to Luke Skywalker. And so I was like, fine, I don't want to play anymore then. Like, you know, just how when something goes wrong for a kid, they just kind of shut everything off. And they're like, well, screw you, I don't want to play that. And it was stupid anyway. It was totally one of those typical reactions that I had. So there you go. We used to play Star Wars as a kid. As kids, I guess. What are some other goofy things I would do as a kid? Oh, so that same group, we had this giant sleepover one time at Jonathan's house. And we just spent all night, like... You always feel smug when Team remembers who I am. Anyway, we did like this huge sleepover where Jonathan got like 1,000,000 Star Wars toys. Like, it was ridiculous. He got so many freaking Star Wars toys. I bought him the I think it was it was one of those action figure sets that Star Wars had out at the time. I can't remember the brand name, but I'm sure everyone who played with them knows what I'm talking about. I got him a trench that was shaped like a lightsaber. And it had a Darth Vader figure in it and everything. And since Darth Vader was his favorite character, I thought he'd like it. So my parents bought it for me, and then I gave it to him for his birthday. Then I proceeded to be a little douchebag again. Oh, hi, Gruntman. Speaking of douchebag... No, I'm kidding. Okay. Welcome, Gruntman. Thank you for joining us today. It's Darth Grunt. Posting to Steam group? Sure, yeah, that's a good idea. I actually meant to do that, and I just totally forgot. So, thank you. So... Amidst this sleepover, I made like a heel turn and started playing Super Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back for the Super Nintendo, which, if you've never played this game, you need to play this game. Not only is it an amazing game, but it will probably make you rage pretty hardcore because it was actually a decently difficult game. Let me open the alert box, just because Jubs missed like his MC sound that he would have gotten from... Alright, there we go. Anyway. I started playing Super Empire Strikes Back. And I had never beaten it before. Like, I had tried, and we got pretty far even at Jonathan's house. There was just this one stupid... there's this one boss battle as Han Solo where there's like these... I can't describe it. It's like a ship that you have to fight on ground. And it's got these rotating spikes that you can just barely avoid if you slide under them. It also has like a ton of missiles and bombs and things. So we just could not get past this freaking thing. It's right at the end of the Hoth levels, as I remember. So there's just the most impossible boss ever to beat. And the way I ended up beating it is I randomly got a thermal detonator just before the boss trigger. And for those of you who never played the game, the thermal detonator basically blows up everything on the screen. So I got the thermal detonator and used it as soon as the boss spawned. And then it like lost all of its really annoying appendages, and then I just shot out the rest of it. So we finally got past it and completely swiped passwords and things because we were like, there's no way that we're ever going to like get that lucky again. So at this particular sleepover, I finally got to the final boss fight, which is against Darth Vader, of course, on Bespin. So the scene where Luke loses a hand in the movie and everything, and Darth Vader makes the big reveal. Spoiler alert. So I'm doing this boss battle for like... Okay, as a kid, you don't have a good perception of time, but I swear this boss battle must have been going on for like an hour, because I just kept failing. And if you get a game over, you have to go back to the beginning of the stage in that game, so I'm sure I game overed at some point. So I just kept doing this over and over again, and just finally, I don't even remember the details of the fight. I just remember that I finally won the stupid thing, and like everyone got all excited and clapped and stuff, and even this one kid who I didn't really like, he was there and he didn't really like me. He even clapped and he was like, wow, that was pretty awesome and stuff. And so then I'm like, oh, let's do it again. And then I got Return of the Jedi and I put it in there, and then I beat Return of the Jedi, and then he had this Power Rangers game. I started playing the Power Rangers game, and the other kids wanted to play the Power Rangers game, but I'm like, no, I'm still playing. It's my turn. And then so By the time they got the controller away from me, they made sure I could never get my hands on it again. So there you go. Yeah. So that's my goofy sleepover birthday story. That's not even for my birthday. It was for my good friend Jonathan Gager. I think my younger brother ended up dating his sister in like 7th grade or something. That was ages ago because he graduated high school this past summer. So yeah, whatever. Okay. What we got? Yeah. Let's see. Did I hear about checkpoints in Mario Maker? You bet I did, and it's going to be amazing. I almost kind of want to re-upload some of my old levels with I see Team is humbly proud. Yeah, Team UDF the kid wasn't all that humble, so I don't know. He liked to be the star of the show because he never was the star of the show. And incidentally, now that I'm the star of the show on YouTube, yeah, I don't know. It's okay, I guess. I certainly like when people show up and I actually get to interact with them and everything. Sonic219, welcome to stream. Let's see, DJ Gamer's telling me to check my Steam. Let me write a reminder for that. Check Steam. You guys are talking about Halo 5 in there with no split screen, as I know Grunt is very fond of. And Jackie says Team has been LPing ever since YouTube existed. It certainly does feel that way. I mean, what are we coming up on? Is this the this is 6 years coming up on Thanksgiving, isn't it? Which means that because it's Thanksgiving, we're going to have to do our yearly Let's Torture Team UDF on Zelda kind of thing. I did see the Mech Legs and Robocraft Magma. Have not gotten to them yet, though. I think my premium time finally ran out as well. But that's okay, because we've been having fun with Payday and whatever. Everyone throw roses at Team. Whoa! No, they're throwing roses. Alright. So, man, yeah, 6 years of LPing. Jeez. It doesn't even seem like it's been that long. Like, I still remember watching the Quest 64 Let's Play from, Voltage McGemmer, his name was. And that was what got me into the whole thing, because I'm just watching McGemmer play this Quest 64, which is a game that I was fond of as a kid. And, I'm just like, wow, that seems like really fun, you know, just playing a game, commentating over it, talking to people on YouTube and whatever. That's really something I want to get into. So then I did like a couple videos, and then I left because I was like, this isn't going to work or whatever. Then like 5 people were like, no, come back, do more Oblivion. And so I'm like, oh, okay, sure, we'll like make this a thing after the semester. And then it just went all over the place. What would it have been? November 2009, I believe, that we started doing stuff. Ban Halo 5 streams so you can listen to Team UDF. Oh, you're buffering, I see. Okay. Poor Ace of Shadows. You've actually had 20 years of LPing just through a different medium. Actually, so it's funny you bring that up, and something that I'm really disappointed in myself for is there's this one time that I actually recorded a whole playthrough of the Mission Impossible game on the N64. Like, it was a VHS recording and stuff. I had always wanted to get that set up as a kid, and my father finally figured out how to do it one time. So I recorded myself playing this game, and I wanted to find the footage and commentate over it and call it like Team UDF's actual first LP or something, so that you can see like how kid Team UDF played games or whatever. But I don't know where the heck that footage is, and I'm not sure where we could find it, but that's something I always have wanted to do on the channel, and I don't know if I'll ever be able to do it. I have to like dig through records at some point, so there you go. Hello, Mac Booyah, thank you for the well wishes, the birthday wishes, and the darkness. You're supposed to be at college. Well, yeah, that's okay, man. I skipped out on a couple things here to be here today, so don't worry about it. It's okay. On Team UDF's birthday, everyone gets to relax and do as they please. So, let's see. So anyway, I watched Voltage McGemmer, and then I think Goron 50 was another one that I used to watch a lot. Proton John, of course. Actually, my friends the Churbacks and Kozak used to actively watch Proton John and some other famous Mario ROM hack players just get really mad at all the old Mario hack levels and stuff. So Kaizo Mario World and Super Mario Frustration, whatever some of the other ones were. Dark Lord, thank you for the well wishes. Dank you. And eventually I was just like, we're seriously like doing this, and I had kind of rediscovered Zelda Classic at the same time, so it was really convenient because I could come on and do Zelda Classic stuff. Of course, I started with Parallel Worlds and all the Oblivions things, and now it's just kind of tumbled out of control, and here we are, nearly 6 years later, having a good time still. Let's see. Some other things. Well, I guess that's kind of my history on LPing that I'm sure some of you have already heard before, so you're like, oh, no, he's telling this story again, but, yeah, so, uh, I guess what would have been cool is, I'm thinking of, like, RPG Maker now and stuff. What would have been cool is if I could have shown off my really old RPG Maker XP game, which I believe was still called Eternity Dream. I feel like I've used the term Eternity Dream for like 7 different stories, and none of them have ever been finished or completed or whatever. So there's that. But at the time in 2007, I was working on a game called Eternity Dream, starring Zelos Phoenix before he really was the Zelos Phoenix that you all know and hate. I mean, know and love. And what was his friend's name in that game? I think I named him like Victor or something, because I knew a guy named Victor Shane, and he was really cool on like an E-Fed that we participated in. So I called the Victor Pierce. That was his full name. I'm like remembering it now. All I had to do was picture his photo. That's really strange how that worked out. I don't even know how that triggered my memory. So anyway, it's about Zelos and Victor, who want to become royal knights for the Eternum Guard, or whatever I called them. So like the kingdom of the world, basically. And so the adventure starts out with them trying to get to the big castle town so they can train to become royal knights, and they run into this evil gang called the Network, which is just like a I don't know, kind of half cultish, just kind of half gangster, and they're trying to assemble these 5 crystals or something so they can take over the world. I gave them a really like typical villain motivation, nothing too serious. And then so you'd get to the castle town eventually, and you'd have to do this side quest where you train to become one of the royal knights. And I had a couple mini games set out for that, actually, like a racing mini game and an archery mini game, which I still don't know to this day how I would have pulled off this archery mini game in RPG Maker XP, because it's just thinking about how I'd have to like mess with the triggers and stuff. It just seems like too much of a hassle. And I was all excited. I worked on that game for like all of 2007 because I found all these cool looking tile sets, found a bunch of character sheets and everything. There was awesome music you were allowed to use. Commercialization really wasn't a thing back then in RPG Maker, so you didn't have to worry too much about someone getting mad at you for using their stuff. You just credit them in the game, or you contact them if you really want to use their stuff. So it was a pretty good time. And then Christmas 2007, I got my Windows Vista laptop, and it kind of all went south from there. I was not able to open RPG Maker XP on that particular version of Windows at all. I just could not get the RGSS to work properly. So my RPG Maker XP game completely died, and I was never able to continue it or finish it. I was eventually able to open the project again on Windows 7, but I still couldn't find a way to run the RGSS, and so it was just impossible to continue, unfortunately. So I don't know, maybe I can share a bit of the story of what would have happened after that. So you become a royal knight, but okay, so you have to also realize that in a lot of my stuff, pretty much all my stuff, I'm referencing something because I love inside jokes and running gimmicks. So the thing I was referencing in this RPG Maker XP game was Hamlet. So I had an advisor for the king named Polonius, who was going to turn out to be like evil and stuff. And he gets mad at you one day and doesn't want you to become a royal knight. So when you do become a royal knight, he kind of... I can't remember what trick I had him do, but somehow it was going to turn out that the guards turn on you because they think you're evil, and he was the one who set you up. So They lock you in prison. Everything's turning bad. They're like arresting your friends and whatever. And then you finally break out to go confront the king about this. And you're like, hey man, what's going on here? I didn't really do this stuff. But then the king announces that he knows completely well that you didn't do any of this stuff. And he's actually in cahoots with Polonius the whole time. So King Altair, I think his name was, because I was referencing Bomberman 64. So King Altair, you do battle with him, and before the battle can conclude, he opens this portal to the dream world, where this vile figure named Skell is attempting to break out and infect the minds of humans with bad dreams and stuff. So amidst opening this portal to basically the dream underworld, Zelos gets completely transported to some other continent or whatever, and you completely lose track of the story at that point, by which I mean you land on some random continent with literally no knowledge of what happened after the battle, and you have no idea what happened to your friends or anything. So you're just wandering this desert, not knowing if you got the outcome you sought, or if Skell ended up infecting all the minds of the people on the continent, if King Altair died, if Polonius got what he deserved. So you're just completely... you're out of the loop at this point in the game. You probably would have wandered a couple villages or whatever, and then you hear stories of like these pirates who kidnap people and recruit them to the cause. And of course, because it's an RPG and you hear about something, it happens. So you encounter the pirates at some point. The female leader decides, hey, you're pretty cute, you're gonna be my boyfriend or whatever. And Zelos is like, well, for Flid's sake. And so he has to fight his way out of the pirate fortress and whatever. Eventually just decides to kind of pull a reverse Trojan horse where, I don't know, maybe reverse Trojan horse isn't the best way to put it, but he basically decides to pretend to go along with their schemes and pretends to date the leader of the pirate gang or whatever. And then when he's got his chance, he's just like, boy, and he completely leaves. She catches up with him, is all pissed off that he ran off and stuff. So they have this epic sword fight in the middle of the desert. And I always had this in my head for some reason, because at the time I had been listening to Soul Calibur 2's soundtrack, and there was this particular song. Let me see if I can reference the song name so that those of you who are familiar with the game and the soundtrack know what I'm talking about. Which one would it have been? My folder froze, so you have to wait for just a tad. But so there was this one song that I had envisioned you listening to during the boss fight, and the sky is all randomly pink and stuff, so you're fighting in this pink desert, just an epic sword fight. Crap. I think it's Brave Sword, Braver Soul is the one I'm thinking of. Alright. So, you fight her off. The match was going to be a draw. I didn't want you to actually be able to beat her. So you fight to a draw, and she's like, oh wow, you're like actually a worthy sword fighter. Sure, I completely understand how you want to go save your friends, and this king sounds like he's a douchebag or whatever. So let me take you to the next continent. And so Zelos manages to get to the next continent, where there's this giant stadium. And now we're actually reaching points where I still want to use this part of the story in my new RPG Maker game, but we're going to twist it so that it's featuring Blaine and all them. So how the story goes at this point is you get to another kind of desert continent. It's more like Middle Eastern and whatever, because I had envisioned using those big buildings with the dome tops and the temples and everything. So you get to this continent. You want Teamudf's mind so you could finish your book. Poor Bonbon. Let's see, anything else I missed in chat? Magmalite's the name Skell. It's got one L, but sure. It's like, you couldn't know that by me just saying it, so whatever. Alright. You think I have a creative mind? It should be a movie? Thank you. Well, you might see some of it, so let's continue onward then. You get to this arena. Or no, you don't. You get to this continent with this Roman Colosseum kind of sitting in the middle of the big town there. And you find out, incidentally, as you happen to be reaching this continent, because it's an RPG, that there are these peace talks going on at the time. So a bunch of diplomats and kings from all the continents have gathered together in this Roman Colosseum in order to discuss world peace, treaties and things like that. So in order to celebrate all of their diplomacies and everything, they decide to host a battle tournament featuring the top fighters from every continent. King Altair is there, and he claims that his royal knights are more than worthy of participating in the battle tournament from his particular continent. But now, because Zelos technically graduated from the Royal Knight School, he can actually enter the tournament because he's a Royal Knight. So he enters the tournament with the intent of... Oh, so I'm kind of skipping ahead here, because the winner of the tournament gets a wish granted, any wish that they want. And the diplomats agree that in order to give the best possible prize, they will in fact allow you to wish for basically anything you want, and they'll grant it within their power. So Zelos' intent is to enter this battle tournament, win it, and use his wish to fight King Altair and get his revenge. Uh-oh, I'm dropping a few frames, I see. Hopefully the sound doesn't cut out, though. I think it's usually just the video that cuts out. We've got an Imgur post here. You support open carry of swords. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So Zelos enters the tournament. At the same time, his love interest enters the tournament, knowing that he's like completely gone insane and she needs to win the tournament herself, because otherwise Zelos is going to like do something that he regrets, or he's going to set off a war instead of peace treaties going on or whatever. So she tries to win the tournament in order to stop him. And it's at this point that in 2013, I revisited this idea and tweaked it to where I would still allow you to play the tournament as Zelos, but I changed the tournament to feature 4 main characters. It features Zelos himself. It features a mysterious masked figure. It features kind of a Valkyrie kind of girl character from another continent who's she's trying to win the tournament so that her continent gets some representation in the government, because they're just like a small island or something, and they need money to rebuild like hospitals and orphanages and stuff. So she's trying to enter the tournament for that reason. And a guy called Bola, the name coming from Mega Man Legends 2, the pirate Bola. And Bola's basically the Crow Hogan of my Eternity Dream idea. He's in it for the kids. He's gonna... Oh my god, that's a lot of dropped frames. Shoot. Guys, let me know if the sound's cutting out. It's completely like going red for some reason. I don't know what's happening here. Alright. In any case, so he's the Crow Hogan. He's fighting for the kids. He wants to like he wants to get the money and stuff so he can help them out. So you've got Bola, Sky, who was this who was the Valkyrie character. You've got the masked figure, and you've got Zelos. You've got 4 characters, and what I was going to allow you to do is you play as each of these 4 characters in each of their matches until you reach the final 4. So you get to the semifinals, and if you've done everything correctly, all the 4 characters that are starring like the show, they're in the semifinals. So at this point, I was going to write out 4 different scenarios you could create by basically playing the character who you want to win the tournament. So you can play as Zelos if you want him to win the tournament and get his wish to fight the king. You can play as the masked figure. You can play as Sky if you want to help out the small island, or you can play as Bola if you want to help the kids or whatever. So it's going to give you 4 different outcomes and actually change the main plot based on who you play as and who wins the tournament, because of course if Zelos doesn't win the tournament, then King Altair is still fine and dandy and everything, but if he does win, there's huge controversy, because this guy's basically asking for his wish to be, I want to kill the king, you know? So, you know, there's that. So I want to repeat this kind of process in the new RPG Maker game I'm working on, only here on twitch.tv/TeamUDF. Ho, 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 ho. In any case, boy, these frames are just not coming back at all. It's just, it's completely given up, I see. So there's that battle tournament idea. It's going to show up in our new RPG Maker game. We can choose 4 different characters. I'm sure Blaine will be one, but we'll choose 3 others to participate. Actually, I know who the masked figure is already. I'm completely omitting who the masked figure is because I've got like the whole story in my head and everything, so I'll have to keep you guys guessing until we get there, which I'm sure will be in like forever and a half. But so yeah, there's some background on my RPG Maker stuff. RPG Maker also gave me some great ideas for my... I guess I would have to consider it my best fan fiction, only because I finished it and it was so much fun. Yu-Gi-Oh! Battle Zone was my best fan fiction ever. The community that I gained just writing that story and having... We had so much fun. Like, it's completely incredible what we accomplished back then. I had a good friend from there named Sam Waters. We've got Artie or Raul. We've got Sebastian. I miss my good buddy Bobby. We had a whole group of them. Guardian Black. Let's see, who else? We had Cyber Phoenix. Come on, there's more. We had Erexon. I can't remember what his real name was. Erexon, I think, was pronounced. We had Zara, of course. There's so many just fun writers and an amazing community to join into. And we all wrote a bunch of stories. We all had a good time just chatting about Battlezone and whatever. And it basically gathered together a whole bunch of people who just enjoyed writing fan fiction and whatever. So easily my favorite thing that I've probably written so far. I hope to top it because I don't want as much as I love writing Yu-Gi-Oh stories, and as much as I probably will write another one for those of you who have been paying attention on Skype, we've definitely got one more in us, I think. But dang, I just miss that group of writers so badly. I've got a couple of them on Skype, but I see them very seldom. And my best buddy out of them all, Sam Waters, I don't know where he ended up. He's the philosophy major, but he kind of disappeared on me. So hopefully, Sam, if you're out there, you come back to us and we have a good time again. We don't have to write Yu-Gi-Oh again. We can just like hang out and talk and whatever. So, all right. Let's see. Grunt hates Twitch apparently. So let's see, I'm still dropping frames here, but is it like... I don't know. Alright, let's see, we've got some questions before we continue on with my random train of thought. We've got Prince who showed up. Thank you, Prince, for joining us today. Any plans for a post-game bonus area for the RPG or anything of the such? I would say so. It's almost required, given how I did AU, right? Like, there's gotta be post-content in a Team UDF game. Otherwise, it's not, like, truly a Team UDF game. Let's see, Magma says... First DJ Gamer says it would be cool if it changes the ending. Alright. I'm sure it would at some way, shape, or form. Just because of the implications of the tournament. Let's see. Magma says, I'm making a great RPG which has villains called the Cult of Ashes. That's actually that's a cool name. Yeah. That reminds me of my Nightwalkers. It's kind of along the same lines, but Cult of Ashes actually sounds pretty fun. Well done. Watching Team UDF has given me enough willpower to get your sketch pad and draw. Ooh, nice. Let me know what you're drawing. Is it darkness? I think it's darkness. Also, I'm missing something here. Alright, no, I'm not. We're good. Okay. Oh, let's see. Wow, where should we go next? So, fan fictions. What else do I want to say about those? I guess I can point out some fun things about the fan fictions. Actually, what I intend to do for you guys, if you're interested, is I wanted to pick up one of my old fan fictions today and kind of read it and wit-eat myself, basically. Although I think I announced this at the beginning, now that I'm saying it again, but still, okay. The stories are too interesting, you can't focus on your writing that you were trying to do. Fantastic. Alright. So, wow, let's see. Yeah, there's some RPG Maker stuff. I'll try to upload Hum for you guys at some point, because I know I just kind of forgot about it. I've still got to do an LP of Hum, so that if it's too dark or if it's too vastly annoying, you guys can at least get a chance to see what the game was about and what the endings are and everything. So there's that. I still have to do an LP or a walkthrough of AU at some point. I have to get back to Zelda Classic in general. It's like Halloween time, and I need a Halloween Zelda Classic game, so I'm probably going to do Castle Haunt 3 or something if I have the time. I gotta get through a midterm tomorrow, though, so whoops. But, yeah, there's that. And, let's see. So I guess I'll announce that I am going to try writing a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Story. It's basically going to be an alternate universe version of Battlezone, but I'm going to come back with classic cards. So there might be new strategies and releases and things, but I don't know how many synchros or XCs or pendulums I'll use. I'm going to kind of have it take place in the GX era. So those of you who are fans of the classic Yu-Gi-Oh, or maybe some older stuff, you may appreciate that. I can like dump that on the channel, or we can read, or whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm up for anything basically right now. Let's see. If you want to play something scary, play Day Day. I'll destroy you, Prince. You're actually correct though, from what I've heard. So, now there you go. I don't know. All right. You start a story with your YouTube subs who are interested and we could create something amazing. That's more or less what the RPG actually is. As we're just screwing around like, ask Rel Project. Rel Project is actually in the RPG already, so there you go. And we've got some more friends coming for you in the RPG, like Kate, Zan, Evan, definitely. I'm sure we've got Grunt, we've got Kozak, who I alluded to earlier in one of my real-life stories. So you're going to see a lot of real-life Team UDF friends, and it's just a bunch of close people that are pretty neat on the channel. We've got, I'm sure we'll have jubs for you at some point. Got a lot of people coming in and having a good time. All right, James and Jay, of course. So that's gonna be freaking awesome, one might say. What other stuff did I do? Because now I'm on like an idea binge, which is good because I need like motivation to do stuff lately. Except RPG Maker, I think that motivation's coming for free, but I'll try to tell stories and stuff. Oh no, let's see. Well, I'm trying to think of more stuff. Any particular stories you guys want to hear or anything? Any subject you're interested in me talking about? Jeez, just all the dropped frames. I'm so glad I'm not streaming a game right now because this is terrible. I've dropped 13,000 frames. Wow. About to leave for... Oh, hi, Shima. Welcome. Oh, see, about to leave for work, but you're working on a 1080p version of the current background. Ooh. Okay, so the picture that you're all looking at right now, basically. All right. So let's see. Oh, that's right. Magma wanted to be like a pyromancer or something. Welch Drew. Poor Welch Drew has been around like forever. Let's find you something to do, buddy. We can get you in there, I'm sure, at some point. Undertale, yeah. In fact, I bet if I check my email right now, it'll say that, let's see. Yep, there it is. We got DJ Gamer handing out the Undertale game. So, thank you very much, DJ Gamer. Oh my god, I've got that many points, huh? Wow. Ah, Prince. So, let's see. Prince asks, you're a longtime Yu-Gi-Oh player. Did you ever play Forbidden Memories on the PS1? Yes, I did, and I... unfortunately, may be sadist enough to try an LP or a speedrun of this at some point on the channel. It's kind of like one of my goals, is I want to go back and see if the game can claim my soul one more time. So, Forbidden Memories, probably. Voxrin, who has stopped by to say he's got to catch a bus, but he hopes I have a great birthday today. Thank you very much, Voxrin. We'll probably be done with the stream by the time you get back, because I do have to go sadly proctor a test later tonight, but yeah, there you go. Yeah, Firestar, you're going to be a shapeshifter. So let's see. What has been your most fave thing to record, Magma asks. Ooh, and where's our Skies of Arcadia playthrough? Skies of Arcadia really does deserve a playthrough. Let me answer your first question first, though. Hooray. Oh boy, favorite thing to record. Let's see. Probably one of the games that, I don't know. Dang, that's really hard, actually. There have been so many fun LPs. I mean, when it worked, Tales was really fun to record, but then it's just, I don't really think I can say that because I did it so seldom and it was always a hassle, so I don't know. Dang, what the flit? There's just no one LP that stands out in my mind, huh? Probably a stream then. So there's really probably any nah, I don't know. What did I have the most? Maybe the Lost Spires LP is one of my favorite things then, just because that was one of my favorite mods of all time and I was finally able to do it, kind of chat with people. Twilight Princess. Let me give a shout out to Twilight Princess here, because incidentally the question asked by Twilight Prince, and that's an answer, Twilight Princess. Because they had a lot of fun gimmicks during that LP. Like, I did the stupid little movie quotes at the beginning of each segment for the first half of the LP, and Twilight Princess being one of my favorites. Mass Effect 2 on Insanity, oh my god. Insane. Have fun grinding on Lower Meadow Mage. Yeah, screw that fight, man. I better get my Meteor B Dragon on, like, try 1 or something. Or get that 1 out of 2048 chance, brah. Alright. Can you be in the game as a talking sheep? Well, I suppose, if you really want to, Bon. Talking sheep. Here we go. Skies of Arcadia playthrough. I need to do something with Skies of Arcadia. If not an LP, I need to speedrun it, or I need to do a video on why I truly believe that it's my favorite game ever. And because if you've read any of my stuff, or you know what I'm doing here, there's Skies references everywhere in my stuff. And it's just like, this really, truly, to me, represented the ultimate fantasy setting. You've got air pirates, the whole world has blown up and you're in the sky now. You've got floating continents that are the only things that remain. You've got these giant gigas, like, god creatures who you summon with these interesting crystals, and they have the power to destroy the world and everything. I also believe that Skies is somewhat of a reference itself to the Spanish Armada, because the Valuan Armada in that game, all the admirals have Spanish names, like Gregorio Bigorro, Beriza, De Loco, Alfonso, Enrique, Ramirez, and Galcian, who for some reason I always called Lord Galicene. I didn't like read his name properly, so it's Galcian or Galcian. Galicene, I don't know, I called it when I first started playing. I also called it Skies of Arcade... What was it? Arcadia. Like, I pronounced an emphasis on the A for some reason. I don't know. So I'd go up to my friends and be like, oh, I'm playing this awesome RPG called Skies of Arcadia. Or Arcadia, or whatever I would say. I can't remember now, because I've been able to pronounce it correctly for the longest time, but... yeah. I also vividly remember I beat that game on July 4th, 2003, because I was going to write a sequel fanfiction to that. And I never finished it, so we won't, unfortunately, I don't know, we won't get to read that. So there's just Skies references littered everywhere in my stuff. Destiny's Horizon, the floating continents, that's all Skies of Arcadia. Zelos' name, of course, the name of the final Gigas in the game. There's just so much stuff. The ships in Battle Zone and everything, those were based off of Skies of Arcadia. Soltis itself was a Skies landmark. I made Gigas cards and everything for the series, so it's just everywhere you go. Ramirez is the name of an anti-hero, and I'm making my own card game, kind of on the side. I slowed down on it for a bit, but if I eventually finish the whole thing, then Ramirez is a character in that story. So it's just all over the place, and I really appreciate like how that game just inspired me to go beyond, because it's like, just I'm sitting here as like an 8th grader or something, and it's like, dang, you know, I never thought of that. Just put pirates in the sky and do all this crazy stuff, and it's deep in lore as well. So wow, I could really do a lot with this. And so I don't know, I think Skies kind of started my creative surge that just lasted all the way through getting into YouTube and doing all that stuff. So yeah, I don't know, sometimes I feel like I've got like these creative slumps that they just, I don't know, especially like in 2012, I guess, when I just had a slow year. I didn't really know what I was doing. I just graduated from college, my undergrad degree, and then I realized I didn't want to teach high school, so I was like bummed out about that. I was just kind of locally teaching at a couple colleges and whatever, and the pay was pretty decent, but it's just like, it wasn't a full-time job. And so I don't know, I kind of lost myself in translation from like 2012 to 2013, which if you've been paying attention to the channel for a long time, is also kind of where the viewer count started to slump off. So I don't know if it had to do with that, but I was just creatively drained. So my creative drain that lasted for like a good 9 years or something finally came to a halt in 2012. Then in I don't know, things picked up in 2013. Like I had my good friend Zan come over. She visited me from like all the way on the border of New Jersey or something. It was a cool visit. Uh, I started playing games, more games like Portal and whatever. So I started getting the ideas back. I was getting more into Zelda Classic. That was around the time BA and Lost Lineage were coming into fruition. So I think creative Team UDF is back. It's just he's been suppressed by having to take graduate courses and teach and do videos and edit things and like the list goes on and on and on. But I feel like a lot more creative now than I did like maybe 1 or 2 years ago. So I think we're coming back into another peak period. And you know whether the channel explodes from it, I can't really care anymore. I shouldn't really worry about that because it's going to just put a mental block on myself. So I don't know. So I'm kind of ready to write some stuff again. Like I actually started writing Tales Universe. I have 2 stories in progress right now. I wanted to have one done today for my birthday so I could, like, you know, give it to you guys and be like, yeah, look what we finally did and everything. But I'd rather have it be of high quality instead of being rushed. And maybe we'll toss it to Jackie or some other English major who's hiding in chat here that would maybe want to, like, proofread it or whatever. So there's that coming out. Yu-Gi-Oh! Battlezone R is probably coming out soon. I had a special duel in mind. I wanted to pit my key decks against each other today in like a kind of tournament to see which era of Team UDF and Yu-Gi-Oh! Was really the best, but I don't think I have time to do it right now. We might have to save that for another 27 on the 27th episode. Also because for some reason replays on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro seem to be broken right now. I haven't been able to get any of my replays to work, so I can't commentate over them. English. There you go. You can vouch on creative slumps. Yeah, Firestar was an English major. You have a lot of questions then. Fantastic. Ooh, Jubs went to Sonic and bought a slushie. That's pretty good. I'm getting some Chinese tonight myself because I like to have special dinners on my birthday. So we always tend to pick something out that I haven't had in a while. And then we get lemon cake because I really love lemon cake. So, woohoo, lemon cake, son, daughter's son. So it's been one heck of a ride. It's been one interesting set of 27 years. I know Lost Lineage has been delayed again. I do apologize for that, but I really only want to work on it when I feel like it because here's the thing about Lost Lineage. Right now, first of all, let me get to the magma question. Volcanic creatures were in fact from GX. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Here's what Lost Lineage really is right now. It's sporadically like it's piecewise. It's partially 2012 Team UDF, it's partially 2014 Team UDF, and it's partially early 2015 Team UDF. Like, I've had different spats of working on that quest, and now I think everything is just so disjoint and disconnected that the styles really clash and they don't seem to be made by the same person. Because after I made AU, my Zelda Classic style changed drastically. It's nothing like what it used to be. And you can go back and watch that Pale Soul demo or whatever the heck I did in 2010 to attest to that. My style is just completely different now. So I feel like I have to keep up with everything that I'm like doing. So I have to go back and redo level 1 again, or I have to like go back and change this area, or maybe add more gameplay over here. There was also a bit of a block on the story for a while because I wasn't sure if the story was what I wanted it to be. So, I don't know, I had to like rewrite the whole story in my head. Twice. So, I don't know. At some point, if it can get done, it should get done. Like I said, probably ages ago, worst case scenario is I just go up to someone or I'm like, okay, this project is now open to collab or whatever. I just want to like get it done because once I finish Lost Lineage and then probably do like a collab quest with Evan or something, I'll probably stop Zelda Classic unless just I somehow get like a really big quest idea, but just for the size that Lost Lineage is, I think I took too much on by myself, and I really should have, like, I should have recruited more help or spread out my time better or whatever. But yeah, so Lost Lineage exists. And in fact, you may see some of it recently. Whoa. Or soon, rather. I'm gonna try to start throwing it out there because it might trick me into being interested to work on it again. Especially after I graduate, I should have more time to like do stuff again, so yeah, there's that. Alright. So, I don't know. This has been a fantastic hour worth of random stories and stuff. I don't know. Any other random stories you guys might be interested in or whatever? Because otherwise we can go on to reading some... we can read some old Team UDF fanfic here and we can see how goofy Team UDF was in the past. We got... I don't know which one I want to read. We've got a Yu-Gi-Oh! Fiction from 2000... Let's see, how would this be? I told Jubs 2001, but that's not possible because I started playing in 2002. So this must be like 2002 or 2003 or something. And it's like an actual story, but it's just Team UDF couldn't write back then, so we can like poke fun at it or whatever. We've also got... We've also got the 2008 story. Where is it? I don't see it right now. Oh, here we go. Yusei and Jack Save Christmas from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. Okay. I think that's the only stuff worth sporking. I've got a Battlezone April Fool's here, but as I recall, it was like just stupid. I don't know. Whatever. We've got the April Fool's battle joke, or Battlezone April Fool's. Prince asks, what was your very first video game? It was oh God, I had to look this up last time too, just because I don't remember the name. It's an Atari Yar's Revenge. That's what it was. My first game ever was Yar's Revenge. Oh, Welstru's computer is there. He's gonna set up. Cool. I'm surprised the stream stopped buffering because it still claims I'm dropping frames all over the place. In particular, I've dropped 33,000 frames today, so... Like I said, it's a good thing that we weren't doing anything too relevant to, like, gaming or whatever. I don't know why it's so bad today, dude. Nobody's, like, really home doing anything either. Okay. So I know Jubs' vote is for... Yusei and Jack Save Christmas. Actually, I don't think Crow's in the story. I don't think Crow is in the story at all. Alright. Any other votes for which story you guys care about? I mean, we can do whatever. I was going to save Yusei and Jack's Christmas Adventure for Christmas, but I think Kate, Steph, and I are going to be reading some terrible stories for you during Christmas time, so we've got that covered already. I just figured in the meantime I would, like, would eat myself or whatever. Well, in that regard, what I think we're going to do is we're going to end this, I don't know, what is this? Is this a podcast? I don't know what the flit it is anymore. But, that's Teamudf Unhinged. I tell random stories. I speak my mind if I feel like delving into things that are controversial. And this was 27. On the 27th, we'll see you next time for more Teamudf. On 27, on the 27th, on the 27th with the 27s and 27. Okay. Glorious! Let me cut the stream here, though, and I'll be back. Hopefully it comes back, though, because all these... Oh, my God. Thanks for watching, everyone. Boy!